Welcome, viewers, to the shadowy underbelly of the internet, a realm few dare to explore and even fewer return from unchanged. The deep web is not merely a vast expanse. It is a labyrinth of secrets, shrouded in a veil of mystery that beckons to the curious and the foolhardy alike. Unlike the surface web, which operates like a well-lit highway easily accessible through standard search engines, the deep web is akin to an intricate maze hidden beneath the surface, where each turn may unveil unfathomable truths or unspeakable horrors. It comprises all parts of the internet that traditional search engines cannot or will not index. This includes everything from private databases housing sensitive information to hidden forums where unspeakable discussions take place, and even the archives of forgotten websites that whisper tales of the past. But what truly lies beneath these layers? What dangers and secrets lurk in the shadows, waiting for those brave enough or foolish enough to venture forth? As we embark on this journey together, let me introduce you to Alex, a seasoned internet explorer who has traversed these murky waters for years. With each click, they have uncovered layers of the unknown that would make even the most hardened thrill seeker shudder. It's not just about finding hidden information, Alex warns, their voice steady yet heavy with caution. It's about understanding the risks involved. There are real consequences to what you might uncover. With a glimmer of fear in their eyes, Alex recounts a time they stumbled upon a forum discussing unsolved crimes. At first, it felt thrilling, like I was part of a secret society. But soon, I realized that some people take these discussions far too seriously. You never know who lurks behind the screen. The weight of Alex's words lingers in the air, a chilling reminder of the world we are about to explore. Statistics on internet safety flash before us like warning lights. Over 30% of internet users have encountered malicious websites, and the threat of identity theft looms larger than ever. As the reality of the deep web sets in, it becomes clear that curiosity can lead to dire consequences. Think twice before you click. What you find may haunt you long after your screen goes dark. Are you prepared to face the unsettling truths that await in the depths of the deep web? As we delve deeper into the labyrinth of the deep web, we encounter a figure whose life was as enigmatic as the shadows that surround it. John McAfee, a man who once walked the halls of Silicon Valley. His name became synonymous with antivirus software, yet it was the controversies and conspiracies that followed him that etched his legacy into the fabric of internet lore. McAfee's journey from tech mogul to fugitive is a tale marked by brilliance, eccentricity, and ultimately, mystery that continues to captivate the online community. In a recent interview, his former colleague and friend, Sarah, reflected on McAfee's unpredictable nature. John was brilliant, but he had a way of attracting trouble like a magnet, she said, her voice tinged with a mix of admiration and exasperation. He was always in the news for the wrong reasons, running from the law, embroiled in legal battles, and claiming that the government was after him. Sarah's eyes revealed a depth of concern that belied the admiration she felt for his genius. The stories of his tumultuous relationships are equally compelling. Friends recounted how he would often involve himself with controversial figures, believing himself to be invincible. He would get into these wild situations and somehow come out unscathed, said his longtime friend Mark. But the last few years were different. They were darker. Mark's tone grew somber as he recalled how McAfee had distanced himself from those who cared, consumed by paranoia and conspiracy. As McAfee's troubles intensified, so did the internet's obsession with his fate. After his arrest in Spain in 2020, the world watched as he claimed he had information on government corruption that could bring down powerful figures. He spoke about it with such fervor, Sarah recalled, like he was ready to expose a massive scheme. Then, in June 2021, news broke of his death, officially ruled a suicide, just hours after a Spanish court approved his extradition to the United States. The timing of it all felt eerily orchestrated, igniting a wildfire of speculation online. Conspiracy theories exploded, with some suggesting he had faked his death to escape the clutches of authorities. The truth is, no one really knows what happened. Mark continued, his voice dropping to a whisper. But that's the beauty of the internet. It allows people to weave their own narratives. One theory posited that he had escaped to a remote island, where he would live out his days free from the prying eyes of the law. Another suggested he had left clues in his social media posts, hinting at hidden life. As we reflect on McAfee's life, it becomes clear that his disappearance is not just a story of a man lost to the shadows. It's also a reflection of the dark corners of the internet that thrive on speculation and intrigue. The lines between truth and fiction often blur, leaving us to ponder the consequences of our digital obsessions and the stories we choose to believe. Each theory, each rumor, serves as an echo of McAfee's chaotic existence, reminding us that in the deep web, reality can often be stranger than fiction. As the digital landscape continues to evolve, certain corners of the internet remain shrouded in mystery and dread. One such corner is the infamous "I saw her face" chatroom on 4chan, a place where cryptic messages swirl like mist, enticing explorers with an unsettling allure. The threads are filled with tales of those who have encountered an enigmatic figure, a woman whose visage haunts the dreams of those who dare to discuss her. Among the many who ventured into this eerie domain was a young man named Alex. Drawn in by curiosity, he found himself increasingly obsessed with the chatroom and its chilling discussions. It's like a horror story that never ends, he confided to a friend during a late-night conversation. His excitement was palpable, but so was his growing unease. You don't understand. It's not just a story. People are sharing experiences that feel real, too real. Alex's friend, Jenna, raised an eyebrow, intrigued yet skeptical. Come on, it's just a bunch of trolls trying to scare each other. You can't seriously believe in that. But Alex was already deep in the rabbit hole. He spent hours scrolling through posts, deciphering cryptic comments, and piecing together the fragmented tales that populated the chatroom. The atmosphere was thick with tension, as each user recounted their encounters with the woman. Her face, they claimed, was both mesmerizing and horrifying. Some say she comes to you in dreams, one user wrote. And if you look too long, you'll never wake up. As the days passed, Alex began to notice a shift in the community. Fear and fascination intertwined as more people shared their own disturbing stories. It's like a virus, he murmured to Jenna one evening, his eyes glinting with the reflection of his screen. The more we talk about her, the stronger she becomes in our minds. Jenna, now more concerned than dismissive, questioned him. What if this is all just a psychological trick? You know how easily people can manipulate emotions online. You need to step back. But Alex felt an inexplicable pull. He was compelled to uncover the truth behind the chatroom's origins. What began as a curious exploration turned into a relentless pursuit. He started connecting the dots, tracing back to the first post that introduced the woman and her haunting legend. Each piece of evidence he unearthed seemed to deepen the mystery. Why do you think people are so drawn to this? Jenna challenged him one night, her voice laced with concern. Is it the thrill of the unknown, or the fear of confronting something we can't explain? Alex pondered her words, realizing the chatroom was more than just a collection of stories. It was a reflection of collective fear, a manifestation of the dark corners of human psyche. Maybe it's both, he replied, his voice barely above a whisper. We're fascinated by what we don't understand, but it also terrifies us. And that's where the power lies. As Alex continued his investigation, he found that the online community's reactions mirrored his own growing obsession. They were captivated by the allure of the unknown, yet terrified of the implications that came with it. The chat room had become a breeding ground for both camaraderie and paranoia, blurring the lines between reality and fiction. The more he delved, the more he realized that the story of I Saw Her Face was not simply about a haunting figure. It was about the fragility of our understanding of fear, the power of shared narratives, and the psychological toll of dwelling too deeply in the shadows of the internet. In the vast expanse of the internet, stories have a way of transcending the ordinary, warping into something sinister and captivating. One such tale that has left an indelible mark on the digital landscape is the binge-round Creepypasta. It begins innocently enough. A young gamer finds a used copy of The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, at a yard sale. Little did he know that this game cartridge would unleash a series of horrifying events that would not only haunt him, but also capture the imagination of countless others. The narrative unfolds as the player starts to notice eerie anomalies within the game. Characters behave strangely. The environment morphs into a nightmarish version of itself, and a ghostly figure resembling a boy named Ben appears, seeking vengeance. I remember the first time I read it, shared Emily, a fervent fan of the story. I was completely engrossed. It felt so real, like I was experiencing the horror alongside the player. Her voice trembled slightly as she recounted the chilling moments of the first encounter with Ben, illustrating the psychological grip the story had on her. As the story spread like wildfire across forums and social media, various adaptations emerged, each adding layers to the legend. It became a phenomenon within the realm of creepypasta, a modern folklore that reflects our deepest fears and curiosities. Creepypasta is unique, explained Dr. Lewis, a psychologist specializing in internet culture. It allows individuals to explore the darker aspects of their psyche in a safe environment. It's a collective experience, almost like a digital campfire story that can evoke real emotions. The haunting aspects of Been Drowned resonate deeply with its audience. Fans recount sleepless nights spent replaying the game, unable to shake the feeling that something was watching them from a screen. There was something about the atmosphere, the distorted music, the eerie silence. It felt like I was being lured into a trap, said Mark, another avid follower of the story. His experience highlighted the fine line between fiction and reality that Creepypasta navigates, drawing readers into a world where their fears feel tangible. As the tale evolved, it sparked discussions about the implications of digital storytelling. The themes of loss, vengeance, and the supernatural intertwine seamlessly, creating a narrative that transcends mere entertainment. The way it captures the essence of childhood nostalgia while flipping it on its head is genius, Mark added. It's a reminder of how our past can haunt us, even in the digital age. In interviews with various fans, a common thread emerged, an acknowledgement of the psychological impact these stories have on their lives. I know it's just a story, Emily admitted, but it makes you question what could be lurking behind the screen. It taps into deeper fears of loss and regret. This shared sentiment reveals the power of creepypasta to evoke emotions that linger long after the last word is read. Yet, the allure of Been Drowned goes beyond its chilling narrative. It represents a shift in how we consume and create stories in the digital era. The internet has become a breeding ground for folklore, where anyone can contribute to the narrative tapestry. It's fascinating how these stories evolve, often shaped by the audience's input, Dr. Lewis noted. They become a part of our collective consciousness, reflecting the fears and curiosities of an entire generation. As the chapter draws to a close, the tale of Ben Drowned serves as a poignant reminder of the power of storytelling in the digital age. It navigates the thin line between reality and fiction, urging us to confront our fears while recognizing the haunting echoes of our past. Just as Alex had explored the depths of the I Saw Her Face chatroom, so too have countless others ventured into the world of creepypasta, drawn by the same irresistible pull of the unknown. As the digital age continues to expand, the consequences of exploring the dark corners of the internet become increasingly evident. The tales we tell and the experiences we share online can ripple through our lives in unforeseen ways, leaving echoes that linger long after the initial thrill has faded. The deep web, with its tantalizing allure and hidden dangers, has ensnared many unsuspecting individuals, leading them down paths they never intended to tread. One such individual is Jake, a self-proclaimed thrill seeker who found himself captivated by the stories circulating in the depths of the web. "I was just curious," he explained, his voice tinged with a mix of regret and fascination. "I stumbled upon some forums that discussed the deep web, and before I knew it, I was diving headfirst into it." Jake's curiosity soon transformed into obsession as he explored various chat rooms related to urban legends and unsolved mysteries. However, the excitement quickly turned into a nightmare when Jake decided to follow a link promising access to a notorious deep web marketplace. "I thought it would just be a little adventure," he recalled, his hands trembling slightly as he recounted the experience. "But then I saw things I can't unsee. There were discussions about illegal activities, and the atmosphere was so thick with paranoia. I felt like I was being watched." Jake's experiences are not unique. Many individuals have faced dire repercussions after engaging with deep web content. Take Mia, for instance, who became obsessed with a particular forum discussing disappearances. "I didn't think it could affect me," she shared, her eyes darting nervously. "But I started having nightmares, and I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was following me. It was like I became part of the story." The psychological toll of delving too far into these realms can be profound. Dr. Sarah Thompson, a clinical psychologist who specializes in internet-related anxieties, explained the deep web can serve as a catalyst for existing fears and insecurities. When individuals immerse themselves in these narratives, they may find themselves blurring the lines between fiction and reality. Mia's experience is a testament to Dr. Thompson's insights. "I had to disconnect from everything for a while. It was scary how real it felt," she admitted, reflecting on her decision to step away from the online world. "I realized that I was letting these stories consume me instead of enjoying them as entertainment." As we navigate this digital labyrinth, the stories we encounter can haunt us, manifesting in anxiety, paranoia, and even physical reactions. Jake and Mia's testimonials are just two examples of the many individuals whose lives were altered by their online explorations. In interviews with several others, a common thread emerged: an acknowledgement of the mental burdens carried as a result of engaging with the dark narratives of the internet. "I know it sounds dramatic," Jake stated, "but it's like I opened a door I can't close. Sometimes, I still hear whispers or see shadows when I'm alone." His words resonated with those who have journeyed too far down the rabbit hole, reminding us of the fragility of our minds when confronted with the unknown. As the chapter draws to a close, it becomes clear that the consequences of deep web explorations extend far beyond the screen. The tales we weave and the experiences we share can leave indelible marks on our psyche, urging us to approach the digital world with caution and respect. Just as Alex had ventured into the chilling depths of the I Saw Her Face chat room, so too have many others traversed the shadows of the deep web, compelled by curiosity, yet often left grappling with the echoes of their encounters. As we delve deeper into the narratives that have emerged from the shadowy corners of the deep web, a tapestry of common themes begins to reveal itself. Fear, obsession, and the blurred lines between reality and fiction intertwine, creating a complex landscape that reflects our innermost anxieties and fascinations. The stories we have encountered not only serve as cautionary tales, but also as mirrors reflecting the human experience in an increasingly digital age. To unpack these themes, we turn to Dr. Emma Collins, a psychologist who has dedicated her research to understanding the psychological implications of internet culture. The deep web is a fascinating case study of human behavior, Dr. Collins explains, her tone both authoritative and empathetic. It acts as a repository for our collective fears and desires. When people engage with these narratives, they often find themselves confronting aspects of their psyche that they may not fully understand. As we reflect on the tales of individuals like Jake and Mia, it becomes evident that their journeys are not isolated incidents, but rather part of a broader human experience. What's particularly striking is the obsession that can develop, Dr. Collins continues. It's a double-edged sword. While the thrill of uncovering hidden truths can be exhilarating, it can also lead to a downward spiral of anxiety and paranoia. Jake's earlier admission resonates here. It was like I couldn't stop myself, he confessed, recalling his descent into the chat rooms and marketplaces that ultimately left him feeling watched and vulnerable. Every new link felt like a new door to open, but I didn't realize that some doors should stay closed. Indeed, the theme of obsession is prevalent in many of the stories shared. It creates a tension that blurs the line between reality and fiction, leading individuals to question what is real and what is merely a figment of their imagination. Mia's experience further illustrates this point. I was so drawn to the disappearances that I started to see connections everywhere, she recalled, her voice trembling slightly. It felt like the stories were reaching out to me. Dr. Collins nods in understanding. This is a common phenomenon, she states. When individuals immerse themselves in these narratives, they can begin to identify with the characters and scenarios, which can amplify their emotional responses. It's a way of processing fear, but it can also lead to unhealthy fixations. As we compare the various narratives explored throughout this book, a pattern emerges. The more deeply individuals engage with these unsettling tales, the more pronounced their emotional reactions become. The chilling allure of the unknown casts a spell that is hard to resist, yet it often comes at a cost. We are drawn to these stories because they reflect our own fears and uncertainties, Dr. Collins explains. However, the consequences of becoming lost in these narratives can be severe. It's crucial to maintain a balance. In our journey through the deep web, we find ourselves at a crossroads. The desire to explore the unknown versus the need to protect our mental well-being. As we take a step back and consider the implications of these common themes, a sense of urgency arises. The stories we engage with can shape our realities, and understanding this power is key to navigating the digital landscape safely. Ultimately, the connections we draw from these tales not only highlight the darker aspects of human nature, but also serve as a reminder of our shared vulnerabilities. As we continue to explore the intricate web of human experience, it becomes increasingly clear that the lines between fear, obsession, and reality are not just blurred. They're interwoven in a complex dance that defines our relationship with the digital world. As we draw the curtains on our exploration of the deep web, It's essential to reflect on the chilling tales we've encountered and the critical lessons they've imparted. Each story, from the haunting disappearance of John McAfee to the unsettling experiences within the I Saw Her Face chatroom, serves as a stark reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the surface of the internet. The deep web is not merely a realm of anonymity and intrigue. It is a landscape fraught with peril, where curiosity can lead to consequences we may not be prepared to face. The allure of the unknown has an undeniable grip on our collective psyche. It beckons us to explore, to uncover hidden truths, and to engage with the narratives that fuel our fears and fascinations. However, as we have seen through the experiences of individuals like Jake and Mia, this exploration can quickly spiral into obsession, warping our perception of reality. The stories have illustrated how the lines between fact and fiction can blur, creating a dangerous terrain where our mental well-being may be at stake. As we conclude this journey, we must carry forward a message of caution and respect for the deep web. Understanding its intricacies is crucial, but so is recognizing the risks involved. Here are some safety guidelines for those who dare to tread into these shadowy waters. 1. Stay informed. Knowledge is your best defense. Familiarize yourself with the risks and the nature of the content you may encounter. 2. Use protective tools. Consider using a VPN and secure browser specifically designed for accessing the deep web. 3. Limit your time. Set boundaries for your exploration to avoid becoming overwhelmed or consumed by what you discover. 4. Engage mindfully. Approach discussions and content with a critical eye, and be aware of the impact they may have on your mental health. 5. Seek support. If you find yourself feeling anxious or paranoid, don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family, or professionals who can help. The temptation to explore the depths of the internet is a reflection of our innate curiosity. Yet it is crucial to remember that this curiosity can lead us down paths that are dark and unforgiving. As we navigate this digital landscape, let's not forget the stories we've heard and the lessons they've taught us about the fragility of our minds and the power of the narratives we engage with. In the end, the deep web is a mirror reflecting our fears, desires, and vulnerabilities. It is a space where the unknown holds a dangerous allure, and as we continue to be drawn to it, we must tread lightly. The stories of those who have ventured into this realm serve as both cautionary tales and sobering reminders of the consequences that await those who lose themselves in the darkness. As we step away from this exploration, let's carry with us the understanding that the unknown, while captivating, demands our respect and caution.